welcome back to American Beef Ranch. Today we're doing a couple of random things, but I wanted to show you guys some stuff and talk about our plan, because we got some major problems. So I'm in the Polaris General 1000. I finally got it fixed, which is good, but I got a little adjusting to do on the steering rack. As you see, my steering wheel is a quarter turn off, which doesn't make any sense because I had it centered. So, you know, definitely got some adjustments to make. But I'm driving out through the field today to do some scouting because the mice have destroyed my farm. And it's really depressing. And we're really starting to have some good things going on in the soil regeneratively, you know, those things we try to practice. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to disc, and I'm going to disc probably 140 or 150 acres of the 200 acres that I have in cropland. So it's kind of depressing, it's unfortunate. Oh, and by the way, a stray dog showed up. Somebody dropped off a dog out here, which I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. I don't need another dog. Our dogs are already in trouble and not listening. So, as you see there, there's mouse holes like that all over. And they just continue, and you can see the mice have literally just destroyed these fields. Like it's just so heart-wrenching. Like, you know, because I know how much effort we put into our fields and like watering them properly and like we put fertilizer out here that fall. That fertilizer is not going to be lost or anything. It'll be there in the spring, and we actually like to apply in the fall for reasons. But this entire field is going to have to be redone. But, you know, I mean, just look at that. You guys can see that stuff. Slow down and kind of show you. I mean, just look at this. And I would say somewhere between, I mean, in any of these brown patches, you see green, then you see brown, that's mice. So, man, I would say 50, 60, 70% of the acres look like this, you know? And so there's no reason to try to water and make things better. It's time to replant. But with that comes the opportunity to add acres. So obviously in other videos you've seen that I take out rock piles and do stuff like that and clean up. We're gonna have the opportunity to do that on our biggest field. You know, so like the outside come here, we can clean out that sagebrush. We can, and this part back here has never been planted, we can plant all the way back around there. That's 15 more acres. Up here, you can see we go up on this rocky hill. You know, there's opportunity to clean up a few rocks, you know, bring in some dirt and have, you know, another 10 or 15 acres. Like this flat right here is not too crazy. Pick up a few of these rocks, even out this rise. These rock piles can all come out. I mean, that rock mountain can come out. The mice have done a good job of doing tillage for us, which I don't particularly like, but you can see there's a lot of room for improvement. So I'm gonna do a little more scouting and a little more looking, and then I did want to take some time and talk about cows and mineral, because I had a thought the other day and I made a short about it. Didn't get a whole lot of views, and I think this is an important topic. But I'm gonna do some scouting, really pay attention. If I see anything I want to show you guys, I'll turn the camera back on. I don't have words for what I just saw. So I just drove around every field I have and in detail looked at most, I would say I looked at 90% of the acres that I farm. So about 200 is what we farm here. every acre will have to be replanted. Every field will have to be worked and replanted. There is no saving any field that I own. And I am very distraught about that. I'm going to have to turn every acre of dirt over and over to kill as many mice and voles as I possibly can. And, you know, it's just everywhere. It's every acre of ground. And it's absolutely gut-wrenching because the cost to replant this is going, you know, it's so great. The cost is so high, and I don't know how I'm going to afford it. I just don't. But if I don't have the crops, I don't have the money coming in. So you have to, and there is no fallback plan. There's no insurance. It would be the most devastating thing, you know, besides a death in the family, to cause me to go bankrupt is mice and voles. Literally. So that's where I'm at right now. But I want to do something a little more positive. I want to go feed the cows. And then I'm going to try to come up with a plan, I guess. And people, take your dogs to the pound. Don't dump stray dogs out in the country, because now I have this dog that I'm going to have to deal with too, which, you know, the dog's sweet. There's nothing wrong with her. She's super sweet. I mean, but it's just another thing, you know, and I didn't need another thing today. So I'm going to go put on some more clothes because it's getting chilly. Jump in the backhoe. Let's go grab some hay, feed the cows. Talk about the cows a little bit, but I think I'm going to save that mineral video for another day, because I think this should take precedence for sure. So in the backhoe now, we're going to grab from the stack on the right. So with that top bale, this one right here, I don't want. I want the bottom bale. So I'm going to go ahead and downshift. Give myself some more torque. I'm going to put this bale over. I'll be on that bale. Dog's still following me around. That's great. That's just what I needed in my life, was another dog. So you can see there's some green in there. This is going to be a little bit better bale of hay, and the last two times I kind of just fed them some roughage bales that are not as good. But you can kind of see back there we got some weather coming, and it's supposed to cool off too. So it's supposed to get back down below freezing and things like that. So give them a little bit of hay this time. They don't need it, but I'm going to because I can. Then I'll probably in a couple days feed them a roughage bale. I'm not feeding very much. About a bit less than a bale every other day. So get this run down here to the cows. Stray dogs still hanging around. Great. So we're in the pasture now. I'm headed across to one of our hay fields. You can see the cows are coming. They're excited. It's fun to, you know, it's nice to see them excited, you know, like when you turn them out on fresh grass or you're bringing them hay, you know, it's cool to see, and it helps brighten my day a little bit because it hasn't been a very positive day. But anyway, we're gonna head out to the field, do a little bit of bale grazing. I'll talk about that a little bit, not a whole lot, but just kind of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, where I'm doing it. And yeah, we're headed right over there. Okay, so we're out at the field. Hey, 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 stray dog! Those are not your cows. Anyway, basically what we're doing is we're putting the hay out on the ground, letting the cows eat it, letting the cows do their thing, kind of, right? And what they do is any of the nutrients, right? They eat, they poop, they pee, and then they leave waste. And all those nutrients get put back on the dirt, and then we're able to work those back in the ground. Husky's gonna get eaten alive by this cow. And so anyway, it's kind of called bale grazing or just feeding on your land. This strip right here in this field is really bad yielding, has really bad yields for a few reasons. Low organic matter, not a whole lot of nutrient content, and now mice. So mice, this doesn't look as bad, but most of my farm looks like that right now, obviously. Look at all that. That's just disgusting. And I'll show you, you know, that more of that stuff in a minute. But so we're gonna cut the strings off. And then we're going to grab all the strings, because it is plastic based and we don't want our cows eating that. So grab all those. You see, this hay is a lot better looking than some of the stuff I fed. Anyway, now I'll just come and I'll spread it out a little bit. I won't spread it out a lot, just enough so that they can all get to it. See, they're coming in. Got our bulls here. This is a grass-fed bull. This is a registered Red Angus commercial bull. He's a little over a year old. He's a big guy, looking good. I think he's gonna fill out and make, you know, a commercial farmer happy. We'll get him branded and registered. This guy is gonna definitely stay around and breed probably 2 more years. I leased him out this year and I had another bull, which I'm excited to see his calves. And then you can see we just got some good looking grass cattle. I think you'll notice how good the body condition is on these animals, and that they're well taken care of. I don't think anybody would argue that they're underfed or skinny or don't look healthy. I think they all look really, really good. There's a couple cows that are older that are getting a little bony, but overall, I'm really happy with how they look. So, you know, and I do love cows. Cows are my thing. I really love cows. So, see, she's getting a little older, a little bony, but not bad. Still full, still fat. So, let's spread this hay out for these guys. Should have brought my microphone, I'm sorry. Apparently the husky is gonna ride with us too, along with Zam Zam. Hi, Zam Zam. Dog, really? Downshift. So I just kind of use one fork and break off a couple flakes and then do it again, just like that. Spread it out so that, you know, more cows can get a bite. And I'll come back and get that pile a little more. See, they come right in and do their job. They're pretty good at it. There we go, just spread that out a little bit. And happy cows. May quit farming and buy cows at this rate. Spent $50,000 on cow. Well, either way, I'm gonna have to replant. So, Don't want to lose that. Crisis averted. This dog is ridiculous. Look at this. Poor girl's skinny. Pretty ribby. It's unfortunate. Hey everybody, just kind of to end the video, I wanted to give you some numbers, kind of some context to what I want to talk about. So when I say it's a lot of money, this may be a lot to some people and not very much to other farmers. It just depends, you know, everybody's situation is different. So on a good year, a farm can gross $1,000 an acre, a traditional-ish farm, right? So that means we can gross $200,000 an acre on a good year, But this year, currently the markets that we've typically sold into are not good, and the forecast is for them to not be good. So I'm looking for specialty crop operations. I'm looking for, if you guys have anybody that you know of that has looking contracts for organic specialty crops, whether that's fiber, hemp, grains, maybe even popcorn or anything. Honestly, I would be open to that idea because and if I can get a contract for a decent price, I would definitely be interested in that because I'm going to need that. But anyway, I did some numbers on replanting the farm into alfalfa, which is kind of, you know, we're kind of a forage farm just from where our location and stuff is. We can grow other things, but we're basically a forage farm. So first off, my tractor will burn, I did the math, my tractor burns about 9 gallons of fuel per hour at a high load, which disking, you know, tillage it will be. And we can do about 7¼ acres an hour. So I plan on, you know, we have, oh, excuse me. Did I do that right? If I got 7¼ acres an hour, I don't even know if I did this right. Let me look. So I got 7.25 acres per hour. So I have 200 acres divided by 7¼ that's 27 hours. Okay, so I did do it right. So one trip is going to be about 28 hours, and then the total, because I'm going to have to make 5 trips. So when I say 5 trips, 2 trips with a disc and a harrow, a roller cultipacker, the planter, and then the roller cultipacker again for hay. That's for hay. And maybe one less for a grain crop. Maybe, you know, it just depends, right? So 137.5 hours, I'm going to burn 687.75 gallons of fuel. So the fuel wise, it's not too crazy. It's $2,407.13. So basically, but I'm going to end up buying 1,000 gallons of fuel. So that's going to be $3,500. So $3,500 for fuel, which, I mean, it could be a lot worse there. Trust me. And it has been in the past. So for seed, or no, let's talk fertilizer. I've already put fertilizer on in the fall. Technically, I wouldn't have to put any more fertilizer, but I probably am going to. One, because the fertilizer, the sulfur content helps with mice, keep rodents away. So I think hopefully if we put on a little bit of dry fertilizer, get it worked into the ground, it'll help keep the mice away or help continue to drive the rodents away. But then also I've got to have this crop succeed. So I really want to give it a good start. So I want to put a dry on and some wet fertilizer once the crop is established. Really, the wet fertilizer just works in different ways than the dry fertilizer and helps really push that crop along. So I'm figuring $20,000 in fertilizer. I do get it at wholesale cost, obviously, because I am a distributor. So if you were to buy that, it would be more expensive than that. But the big cost is going to be the seed. So for alfalfa, typically we're putting 25 pounds of seed per acre. That seed is going to cost anywhere between $200 and $330 a bag. Actually, Lord must have known I needed seed because I got a seed book in the mail today, and I went ahead and priced one of their best organic alfalfa seeds. Oh, and that's also the other thing. For solutions for the rodent problem, I'm an organic farm, so I don't have many options. I can't just go spread, you know, poison out there that would violate my organic certification. So that, and I want to maintain that. So that's a downside of the organic stuff, right? But also it's important to say, so my grandpa row crop farmed for 40 years and then he ran this place for 20 years. He told me he's never seen mice or voles or rodents like this and do so much damage. He's never seen it. So hopefully it's a once in a lifetime thing and I never have to deal with it again. Anyway, if you go for the less expensive seed, you know,
not bargain seed, but it's just you have like good seed, and then you have better seed, and then you have the best seed. And I typically try to stay toward that high end, not necessarily because I'm looking for the absolute highest quality. I'm looking for very good quality forage, but where we live here, alfalfa thrives in this valley just because of our hot days, cool nights, the volcanic ash soil, all of the factors here and the elevation work to make alfalfa super high quality. I don't have to work as hard on that side of it, but I want the tonnage. I need extra yield. That's where hopefully I'm going to make this loss back. And so we're going to be looking anywhere from $25,000 to $40,000 for seed. And I would imagine that number would probably stay consistent depending on even if we switched up crops, So we're looking anywhere from 50 to 70,000 or 50 to 65,000 to replant. So, and that's not valuing my time either. So if you value your time on $100 an hour, you're up to, 80 grand basically to replant. On top of that, you have to consider the operating costs. So, to run the pumps, just to run the pumps for power is $15,000 for power a year. I have $4,000 of water right. Basically, I call it a delivery fee. It's a fee you have to pay every year to use your water rights. So I got $4,000 of that I've got to pay. And then breakdowns and stuff like that with the pivot and the irrigation systems, I'm going to figure at least probably $10,000. That's probably a little high. So you can see where that 200,000 on a good year really starts to shrink fast, and this year's not going to be a good year. I honestly think if we do $600 an acre, you're going to be doing pretty good. So we're looking at 120,000 gross. So that means we could possibly break even, which it was without any land payments or insurance or any of the other stuff that you start getting into. So anyway, what I'm saying is I'm going to have to figure it out. I'm going to have to get scrappy and figure this out. I got to come up with quite a bit of capital to invest back in my place when I was already trying to do some improvements, but now, I'm having to step back. But it does give me the opportunity to make some improvements, take out more rock piles, add more acres. Right now, I think there's probably 90 acres, 100 acres of crop ground in my main pivot, and I think of 125 that's watered, and I think I can get that to 120 pretty easily without too much of really going at it. I'm going to need to rent some specialty equipment. I'm going to need a skid steer and a rock bucket. I'm going to have to buy a new planter because my planter's junk. I'm going to have to buy a roller harrow. I need that thing. I needed those things anyway, but now having to replant, I don't have kind of the money to just go get them. But that's going to cost another $30,000 just to go buy those pieces of equipment and have them because I'm going to need them. There's a plus side, I may be able to do a little custom farming off here to the side for my mom because her stuff needs replanted. But then again, that may not happen. She may just keep it but her fields are pretty bad also. So there's a lot of things up in the air. Like I said, I have a neighbor that has a big loader and some dump trucks. I'm gonna have to move some dirt and some big rocks and boulders, and a loader would really help with that. So maybe I can get with him, and he's a really good guy. So maybe I can get with him and get some of that stuff straightened out. And then just on top of regular farm maintenance, which right now it looks like I'm not doing very much of. So anyway. It's going to take a lot, and I need to plant by May 1st, and it's today's February 8th. So, time-wise, we're not going to be able to get in the field till March. So you have March and April to disc several times, cover up rock piles, remove rock piles, clean up everything that you possibly can because it needs to be cleaned up. That's a part of this, picking rock and using a rock picker. You're going to have to clean it up. It needs it anyway, and when we turn the dirt over, we're going to turn a lot of rocks up. Then you're going to have to move dirt. You're going to have to, do the dirt work and then continue through that process. Anyway, it's a lot of work, and we can get it done because we got to plant probably the last week of April, first week of May. We can we can get it done. I can get it done. But I'm going to get started, be proactive with that tomorrow. I'm going to get the tractor started and get it, make sure it's running good, and then get the disc pulled out because I do have to make a repair to the disc because I have a broken disc blade, and if we're going to do this much work, we might as well get it fixed and headed in the right direction. Anyway, God will provide. We'll be okay. We will survive this. We will get over this. We will move forward, and it will be good. Thank you for watching. If there is a way for you to support the channel directly, just first link in the description. Please comment and like, that helps out the channel. Growing this channel actually helps this process too. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time here at American Beef Ranch.